And for the first hour, I was quite relieved that it was police and no one else. And then there was this 15-hour house search, and they went through all my stuff and stole all my things and stole all my cars and stole all my watches and stole all my cash. And stole
did you
all
know
my
at that
gold.
point that you were going to go in, or did like, because they had done this before, like a year prior, and obviously they gave you all your stuff back, and there was nothing there.
I was done. Yeah, it was done. It was done before, prior, and I was released in like 4 or 5 hours because they knew there was no case, and all of our stuff was given back. So I was kind of like, "What is this about?" And the police are not particularly helpful. They're like, "You're going to find out. Sit here. We're robbing you." And I was like, "Okay, well, you just sit there and get robbed, unless you want to escalate it and make it worse for yourself."
Yeah.
But there's like 25 dudes with shotguns in the house. I mean, how far can you get? I know I like to think I'm Jason Bourne, but I might get clipped on the way out and be able to run slow. And so what can you do, right? And you go to jail and they say, okay, the judge is going to decide if you stay in jail or not. And then you go to the judge and the judge says, yeah, you're going to stay overnight. And you're like, okay. And the next judge decides if you stay longer than that. And they decide you stay. And then you go to the appeal and they decide you stay. And I was in court once a week thinking I'm going to get out. And it's just extension, 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 extension. It's pretty crazy. And you're in a situation where you have absolutely no control over any of it. You're thrown in a jail cell. And when I was told it was for human trafficking, I didn't even understand. Because of the time it happened a few days before New Year's. The paperwork hadn't been translated, and they couldn't get hold of a translator because of holidays and stuff. So I had this paperwork in Romanian, which I can't read. But for the first 2 weeks, I literally didn't know why I was in jail. They said human trafficking. I'm like, human trafficking who?
Yeah.
When? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And they said, you have to wait for your papers. 2 weeks later, I get the papers and find out that I had been giving timings to some friends of mine of when is the best time to post on TikTok. And that is how they got me for human trafficking.
Wow.
And I can't say I was surprised. I mean, I knew the case was bullshit because I knew I hadn't human trafficked anyone. But I can't say I was surprised. And then you're in there and you're like, okay, well, this is obviously a garbage case they fabricated deliberately to throw me in jail so they can find a real case. And they know they don't have a case right now.